We're just heading south of Beaumont, or north of Beaumont.
We're heading north of Beaumont. Yo, where are we going? No, this is a... Are you f***ing kidding me? You better not be taking me anywhere I don't want to go. I want to go into the city. Jeez. Yo, we're not going into the city, are we? No, we're not. Then where the f*** these roads going to?
50th Street.
50th Street. Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Yo, where are we going?
50th Street.
50th Street?
50th Street.
East, right?
East.
Over down.
Bravo.
Down.
The disturbing audio recording that you just heard came from Amber Tuccaro, who went missing on August 18th, 2010. This will be the last time anyone has ever heard from Amber Tuccaro. On August 17th, 2010, Amber and a female friend, along with her infant son, flew from her home to go to Edmonton, Canada for a short vacation. Amber and her friend booked a hotel in Nisku, which was nearby Edmonton, because they wanted to save money on their trip. They decided that they would be going into Edmonton the next day. However, since Amber was so excited about this vacation, she decided that the day of she would go into Edmonton, and she did end up leaving behind her female friend as well as her infant son. Unfortunately, when Amber did not return the next day, her friend did reach out to her mother, and her mother ended up calling the RCMP to report Amber missing. Amber's mother expressed that while she did report to the proper authorities, they did not seem to be taking Amber's disappearance seriously. They stated that they believed that Amber was out partying somewhere and that she was alive and she would return whenever she felt like it. This was very out of character for Amber. She always took care of her son. She would have never left him behind, and she would never not call anyone to let someone know where she was. Not only that, there seems to be a big string of disappearances of Indigenous women in Canada, and it seems that they all have the same kind of similar story, that the RCMP are not taking their disappearances seriously, and unfortunately Amber was one of those cases. 2 years later, the RCMP released an audio recording of Amber and an unidentified man. In the audio recording, it seems that the man is stating that he's taking Amber somewhere north, and Amber is repeating this, but she's also questioning if this man is actually being truthful or not. This unidentified man is the prime suspect, and since now the RCMP had released this audio clip, they are now believing that Amber is a homicide victim. It is actually suspected that the unidentified man was actually taking Amber to the southeast country rural roads instead of taking her to the north into the city where Amber actually wanted to go. On September 1st, 2012, partial skeletal remains were found, and they were identified to be Amber's remains. They were found in Leduc County, and it was just south of her hotel. It was also discovered that even though they only released a minute-long audio recording of the phone call, the actual audio is 17 minutes long. They never released it to the public, and where Amber was found, she was only just 17 minutes away from her hotel. The only reason the RCMP were able to obtain this phone call was because Amber was actually calling her incarcerated brother, and the prison was actually recording outgoing calls. Since the release of this phone call, about 4 women have came forward saying that they recognized the unidentified man's voice. One woman even stated that, "I know that voice. I've ridden with that voice before on several occasions. There's no doubt in my mind that it's his voice." Another woman who said she also recognized the voice stated that, "I knew that voice like the back of my hand." Despite these leads, the RCMP have actually investigated this man and have ruled him out completely in the investigation, saying that he has nothing to do, so far of what they know, with Amber Tuccaro's death. In 2014, Amber Tuccaro's family had filed a complaint against the RCMP, saying that they mishandled Amber's case. On July 22nd, 2019, the RCMP had formally apologized to Amber's family, stating that they did mishandle the case. In 2020, there was a tip that was given to the RCMP by an unidentified man that stated that he believed that Amber's death was done by his own father, and that his father may be linked to other possible homicides in Canada. Unfortunately, this has not been clarified if this is true or not, and apparently the RCMP is still doing an ongoing investigation on this tip. This is the last update that we have on the Amber Tuccaro case. The RCMP claims that they are still trying to investigate what exactly happened to Amber and who is responsible. This case is super frustrating, and Amber's case not being handled correctly by the RCMP. We hear it so many times, not only in Canada but as well as the United States, the mishandling of many Indigenous women's missing persons and even homicide cases. There are currently so many Indigenous women missing all over in the United States as well as Canada, and yet we constantly hear the same story over and over again, that they are not being taken seriously, they're not given the same attention as other cases. It's just very upsetting. I hope that we're able to get more updates on Amber's case, and if we're able to see if that tip had validity or not. And thank you guys so much for tuning into today's case. Please leave your thoughts down below. Have you guys heard of this case? What are your opinions on this case? And please like and subscribe and follow for more true crime. I hope you guys stay safe, and thank you guys so much for tuning in.